What's going on? I appreciate you landing on the Twist and Props channel. So on the bench we got my Catalyst Machine Works America. This is my main racing bird. Buddy, this thing has took a beating. I'm gonna show it some love. I'm gonna throw a new flight controller on it. It'd be awesome if it was that easy. Let's get it cracked open and check it out. Let's get this thing out of here. See if I can do it without losing any gummies. New flight controller smell. Alright, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gummies. That's cool. A couple spares in there if you need them. Got your different cables for 4-in-1s. That one's for Hobby Wing. You got Acon and Speedix. I've already got a Speedix GS35. This one just plugs right in and make it nice and easy for you. I might have to rearrange the pins because the 4-in-1's turned on a 90-degree angle, so that changes all the signal numbers. Looking at this thing front and back, they put everything on the top, so that leaves a flat bottom for you. And basically, I mean, the way I look at it is you got two different styles of flight controllers. Flight controller 1 is made by a company that doesn't know what they're doing. Flight controller 2 made by a company that knows what they're doing. And you got guys that are making this stuff that fly on a regular basis, and then you got a company that makes stuff for people that fly on a regular basis. Let's take a look at overall layout of this thing. Get the camera to focus in on it. So starting at the top left over here at motor number 4, you got your cam signal, which is the wire coming from your camera into the flight controller, and if you follow the trace, it goes down to the OSD. And if you look real close, you can see in that trace that they've put what I think is a TVS diode in a small cap. It's going to help smooth out that signal, maybe reduce some of the noise. 5 volt, that's the power, your camera, your receiver, VTX if you wanted. But be careful, this isn't a very big spec. It's only got a 1200 milliamp limit to it. So you don't really want to stress this thing out to the max constantly. I would keep it around 1000 just to be safe. You got ground, camera control, that's what'll control your OSD. Next is S-Bus. That's for all of the FR Sky users. I use a combination of FR Sky and Crossfire. But on this build, for now, I'm going to use the S-Bus pad. You've got another ground, telemetry. That's not the ESC telemetry, that's telemetry from like an XSR for things like VBAT, current, and that's also part of UART3. The last one on that row is UART4, the RX, the receive pad. Bottom row, RX2 and TX2. Third one over is 3.3 volts for Spectrum guys. TX4, which that one and the RX4, you can put anything you want to on there. So they put those kind of close. so you don't have to stretch all the way across the board like DYS. And the last two is your buzzers. You got positive and negative for the buzzers. Alright, moving on down the board, I've already said OSD chip. You got your inverter for FreeSky or FreeSky, however you want to say it. Your LEDs to let you know the status of the flight controller, if you got some errors or if it's in DFU mode. Boot button. Love seeing boot buttons. You got the F4 chip, the tried and true MPU 6000. None of that crazy 32 kilohertz. Down here towards the bottom is your BEC. Like I said before, it's only 1.2 amps, 1200 milliamps. So just keep that in mind whenever you're putting stuff on the 5-volt rail. You don't want to overpower this thing. USB port, and it's an anchored USB port, so it won't pop off as easily as some of the earlier boards. You got on the very bottom TX6, RX6, which would be a good place to put Crossfire if you're going to use it, because there's a 5-volt and a ground for you. So all of your Crossfire wires go right there. You got video. Now this one's going to be the one going out to the VTX. There's no 12-volt regulator. Give full voltage to the VTX. So go ahead and give it the beans. Ground, TX5. You can use that for smart audio and LED signal. So you have all the wires for Crossfire, your VTX, and your receiver up here if you're using Spectrum or FreeSky. These pins right here are the same as the JST connector. From left to right, you got VBAT, ground, ESC telemetry, current, motor 1, 2, 3, 4. On the omnibus I have, I think it was V3, they didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, they went 1, 2, 4, 3. And yeah, whenever I took it out to test flight, it went into the TAS mode. It didn't have 3.3 on it. It had 3.2 and it flipped out. But that's basically it, guys. QC passed. That's a good thing. At least it didn't say QC failed on it. It'd make you scratch your head, wouldn't it? Guys, that's all for this video. Appreciate you watching.